What's up, assholes? Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a video where I predict every 2025 champion, or every champion by the end of 2025, especially since this seems to be the hot topic right now, so why not jump on the bandwagon? So I'm going to be predicting who will be the champion in every division by 2026, only in the men's divisions. I'm not going to go over the women's divisions because I don't care. But without further ado, here's the list of every champion by the end of 2025. Starting off with Flyweight, aka Victimweight, I'm going with Manel Cap. I don't care. Manel Cap is going to be champion in 2025. Get this guy a title shot. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, but Pantoja is the most dominant champion right now. Pantoja's about to turn 35. It don't matter how dominant you are, the 35 curse is undefeated. Look at Volk, look at Usman. No one ever thought they were going to lose. Then they turned 35 and look what happened. Anyway, Manel Cap and Pantoja have already fought. It was Manel Cap's debut, and it was actually a really competitive fight. And Manel Cap was picking up momentum as the fight went on. And in a 5-rounder, things could be interesting. Not to mention, Manel Cap did not get taken down in that fight. He was mostly outstruck with kicks. He was actually outboxing Pantoja for the most part. But with that being said, Pantoja, like I said, is getting up there in age. His chin's probably going to wear out soon from the amount of damage he takes. Manel Cap is not only a good boxer, but he has legitimate KO power for a flyweight. So if he does get a title shot in 2024, especially after Pantoja turns 35, he honestly could do it. Like I said, their first fight was nearly 4 years ago. They've both probably improved then, but I would give the edge to Manel Cap given that he's younger and probably has less mileage on him and has a style that's a lot less taxing on his body. And if he were to win, they probably would do a rematch, given that they'd be 1-1, and Pantoja's had 3 title defenses, and honestly, I think he'd be entitled to a rematch. But yeah, give Manel Cap a title shot, because no one cares about doing a trilogy with fucking Brandon Royval, or a quadrilogy with Moreno, and no one wants to see fucking ugly-ass Kai Kara France in a title shot. Get that ugly-ass fucking goblin away from a title shot. If anything, just do a title eliminator between Manel Cap and Kai Kara France, and the winner, hopefully Cap, gets a title shot. But yeah, moving on to Bantamweight. Anyway, moving on to Bantamweight, I think Mario Batista's gonna become... Nah, I'm just fucking with you guys. You guys really thought after the thumbnail that I was gonna put Mario Batista. Nah. I'm gonna go with Umar. I think, honestly, it'll be the winner of Umar versus Merab that stays the champ, but I'm gonna go with Umar just because Dagestani plot armor. I think he beats Merab in a close fight. And if he does win, you just know they're going to give Sean O'Malley a title shot after sitting out for, what, like a year. Sean O'Malley is not going to fight Petr Yan like a lot of people saying. He's going to sit out and wait for a title shot, hoping that Umar wins. And if he does, they're going to do it as like the main event, as like a Conor versus Khabib off of Wish. And honestly, I think he beats Sean O'Malley as well. If the world makes sense, then they'll maybe do Petr Yan versus Sean O'Malley, or maybe they'll just give Petr Yan the winner. And I'd probably lean with Umar in that fight. I pray that Petr Yan gets the belt back, but I don't know. But yeah, that's who I think will be the champ for Bantamweight. Moving on to Featherweight. At Featherweight, come on, it's going to be Ilya. I don't think Ilya will be super active next year. I do think he will fight twice. I think we're going to see the Volk rematch. He's going to fucking kill Volk again. And then maybe we'll see him fight Diego Lopez or Movsar Evloev. I honestly think he beats both, but I feel like we're more likely to do Diego Lopez. Diego could catch him maybe early, but honestly, I just think Diego Lopez's boxing isn't that good. I think the grappling, Topuria can match him, and overall, I just think Topuria is the better fighter, so I think we'll see him hold on to that belt for a long time, maybe even go up to lightweight. Speaking of lightweight, for lightweight, we have another obvious prediction. I'm going with Islam Makhachev. I do think he will get through Arman, but I don't think it's going to be easy. I do think it's going to be quite a competitive decision. But I think after that, he'll either defend against Charles or he'll move up to welterweight. But that honestly depends on what happens at welterweight. Because if he beats Arman, I don't know. It really depends what happens at welterweight. Because if Shavkat wins, I think he moves up. But if Bilal wins, I think he stays and defends the belt against Charles. And if he does move up, I don't see him vacating the belt. I think he's going to hold on to it at least until double champ status. But we'll see what happens at welterweight, I guess. Now for welterweight, I kind of have a bold prediction. I'm going with Jack Della Maddalena. I know a lot of people are going to say I'm copying bedtime for saying this, or Aussie bias, or whatever. But I think Bilal's going to beat Shavkat. Like, unironically. I just think his pace and pressure will be too much. I then think Jack Della Maddalena will fight Kamaru Usman in Sydney, which I hope that does happen because I've got tickets to that show that cost me $900. And if he does, I honestly think he's going to beat Usman, given that Usman's coming off of 3 losses, hasn't fought in over a year, and it'll probably look similar to Colby. And if Jack Della does beat Usman, they kind of have to give him a title shot after that. I mean, maybe they could give it to Buckley or to someone else, but I think they'll go with Jack if he beats Usman. And honestly, I think he beats both Bilal and Shavkat. Call me crazy, but I just think his boxing is too good. His takedown defense isn't the best, but he is very good at getting back to his feet. And I could see it being one of those victories where he's down on the scorecards, but he just finds the right moment against someone like Bilal. Because I feel like that's all someone like Jack needs. He just needs to find the right moment. But I honestly think he's a nightmare matchup for Shavkat. I think he's a nightmare matchup for Ian Gary. And I think he can honestly beat Buckley if he does get to the top. I think he's the dark horse of the division, to be honest, but we'll see what happens. If he doesn't fight Usman, then he probably won't get a title shot. They'll probably give it to Buckley, or maybe Ian Gary if he can rebound. I don't think they'll give it to Sean Brady over him. But yeah, it really just depends what happens with Bilal Shavkat. And then with if him and Usman happens. And then, of course, it's Islam. Because if Shavkat wins, I honestly think they'll give Islam the next title shot if he beats Arman. So there's a lot of moving pieces, but I'm just going to go with Jack Della Maddalena anyway. Next, we have Middleweight. Another one that's hard to predict, and honestly my least confident prediction, but I'm going to go with Dricus du Plessis. I do think he's going to beat Sean Strickland when they fight. Then after that, I think they're either going to do him versus Chimaev in either Abu Dhabi or maybe International Fight Week, but that also depends if they do Jones, Aspinall, or whatever they do, but I think they'll do it at International Fight Week, maybe. And if he does, I don't know. I'm leaning with Dricus, but I could see Hamzat winning. And also, depending on when the Dricus-Chimaev fight takes place, there's also the winner of Adesanya and Mavov. I also think what the UFC's plan is for Chimaev to beat Dricus and then defend against Adesanya if he can get past Mavov. But honestly, I think Mavov's going to beat Adesanya. And Mavov's quite an active fighter, so maybe we could see him get a title shot. Maybe I honestly could see Mavov as champ. Again, like welterweight, it's a pretty hard division to predict who's going to be the champion because there's just so many contenders right now and just so many things that could happen. But I am going to lean with Dricus because I do think he will beat Chimaev. I'm also not counting on Chimaev to be the most active fighter because if he does fight Chimaev, I honestly see it being in the second half of the year. I don't see them doing it in International Fight Week. I feel like it'll be maybe in September since they usually go to Vegas then, or maybe in Abu Dhabi. It could be International Fight Week, but I would bet on the later half of the year. And if that is the case, I don't see him fighting after that. But if it is International Fight Week, I do think the winner will defend against the winner of Adesanya and Imavov. If it's Imavov versus Dricus, I could maybe see Imavov winning. If it's Adesanya, I don't think they'll do Adesanya Dricus too. But if it's Chimaev, I think, they can do whoever. But if Dricus does beat Chimaev in like International Fight Week or whenever they do it, I do think next he'll probably defend against Kyle Borralho. But we'll see what happens, to be honest. Middleweight used to be one of the shittest divisions, but now it's one of the most exciting, and it's pretty hard to predict who's going to be champ by the end of the year. Whatever happens, I am kind of expecting this prediction to be wrong. So please don't jump in my comments a year from now and be like, you say Jack Milk, as Bedtime would say. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, moving on to light heavyweight, we have another kind of safe prediction. Yeah, I'm going with Alex Pereira. Just because there really isn't that many contenders at light heavyweight outside of Big Ank. I do think Pereira is going to fight Ankalaev in the first half of the year. I think he will beat Ankalaev. And then maybe he'll move up to heavyweight after that, depending on what happens with the Jones-Aspinall situation. Because there's some rumors saying that Jones-Aspinall is done. Well, Dana's been saying that. And if it does get done, if it is done, it could be in March. But honestly, I think Jones is going to drag it out for as long as possible. But depending when that is, if they do it in the first half of the year, I think after Pereira beats Ankalaev, he'll move up to heavyweight. And then he'll just leave the belt as it is. Like he won't vacate or anything. And if he loses to the winner of Aspinall Jones, which I honestly think he does, I think he'll just come back down. Maybe defend it before the end of the year, maybe not. If he does defend it, he'll probably defend it against the winner of Blachowicz versus Olberg, because honestly, there isn't that many people. But yeah, honestly, I see Pereira holding the belt for a while. Even though he is getting a little bit up there in age, he's a light heavyweight, and Daniel Cormier ran the division till he was in his 40s. So I'm not too worried about age being a factor. But yeah, for light heavyweight, I'm going with Alex Pereira. And now, last but not least, for heavyweight, I'm going with Shamil the Blob Gaziev. Honestly, I think he has all the skills to become champion. He has the cardio, the fight IQ, the durability. Yeah, no, I'm just fucking with you guys again. You saw the thumbnail, it's fucking clickbait in case you haven't figured it out by now. I'm going with Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is going to fight John Jones. I do believe that will happen because I think they're going to find a way to make John's bitch ass do it. They're going to book the fight. He's going to sleep John Jones. And even if he doesn't, I still think they'll just do a vacant title fight between him and Cyril Gane by the end of the year. Unless Jones just decides to be a bitch and hold up the division for another fucking year. But honestly, I think the UFC have had enough bullshit. Or maybe Dana's found some more dirt on John to kind of, get one up over him. But yeah, I do believe the fight will happen. I would be surprised if it happens in March, but I'm going to say International Fight Week, it will happen. And Tom Aspinall is officially going to become John Jones' daddy. He'll KO him in the first round. John's bitch ass will retire, or maybe he'll fight Alex Pereira. Either way, I do believe Tom Aspinall will be the champion by the end of the year. Whether he wins, loses, or doesn't fight John Jones at all, because John Jones is a little ducking bitch who likes beating his wife, I do believe Tom Aspinall will be the champion. Jones's only impressive wins over the last 5 years are an old firefighter, a guy who can't grapple, and his wife. Tom Aspinall's neither the above. He will dust up John Jones. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe, all the above, because I don't want to work anymore. I fucking hate my job. The more views I get, the less likely I am to have to keep doing my job. But anyway, that was the video for today. I'll try and get some more videos out for you guys. I'll see what I feel like doing. But yeah, that was the video. Thanks for watching. Fuck off.